Yo, yo, what up? It's your girl Joy, the Hip Hop Power Font, and this will be a very special interpretation of a Mercury, Saturn, and Sun stellium. All right, so I got this great idea after I recorded this interpretation. So I've decided that for every interpretation, I am going to start offering readings, okay, of the aspects on my page. You will have to purchase them, okay? They won't be free on YouTube, but they won't be expensive, maybe like 10 bucks, 11 bucks, something like that. But it will be a very short reading, about 10 to 15 minutes, okay? And it will be a collective reading for, okay, the energy of that aspect. Now, this will change how I do the interpretations, okay? And so that's why you won't get that new service for this particular interpretation. But coming next week, oh baby, okay, I ain't gonna say get your money ready, because you know, if you ain't got it, you ain't got it, it's fine. But yes, following each interpretation, you can go to my website, www.12thlighthouse.com, and purchase, okay, a reading for that particular aspect. Okay, so I'll see you then. Now, I was not planning on doing this type of reading, but when I was looking at my, how do you say it? Ephemeris. Basically, it's just like all of the aspects and the charting and the movement of the planets. Okay. I was doing some, getting ready for a reading, an interpretation. And I was like, oh shoot, we got a stellium. But as I dug deeper, okay, I realized that there is a lot going on, okay, last week and this coming week. So let's get to it. I'm going to break down, okay, a couple of things first, and then we're going to get into the reading. So first off, a stellium is when three or more planets, they kind of get together, they get real tight and real close. It's almost like a bunch of planets all conjuncting each other simultaneously. So that means there's a concentration, there's a focus, a reinforcement of a particular energy, okay? And so that is what we're going to be discussing. We're actually going to be discussing quite a few, well, I'll say 2, maybe 3 stelliums, okay? But we're going to focus on only interpreting the main one between Mercury, the Sun, and Saturn. But I got to give you the background so it can make sense, okay? I want transparency, okay, when I'm interpreting these energies. So let's get started. First off, like I said, we have the Sun, okay? The Sun will be forming a conjunction with, let me get it right, okay, with Mercury on Wednesday, February 28th at 3:43 a.m. Of course, that's Eastern Standard Time. And then Mercury will be forming a conjunction with Saturn at 10:08 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then the Sun will be forming a conjunction with Saturn at 4:25 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay? So, the Sun, ruler of Leo and the 5th house. And so that means anything that is in the 5th house, okay, will be supporting, okay, the Sun in its endeavors during this stellium with Mercury and Saturn, okay? The sun in the 5th house is all about self-expression, creativity, artistic vision, just having fun, enjoying yourself, feeling alive, doing the things you like to do, okay? And so, like I said, that is going to be a conjunction. Conjunctions are Aryan aspects, okay? They're impulsive, they're fast, they're doing it, not thinking about it. They're just going for it, okay? Very focused on immediate gratification, self-motivation, your own interest, kind of a selfish energy. I want, I need right now. I don't want to wait. Okay, and if you make me wait, I'm gonna go after it myself. Okay, but it is also about unity and coming together, but you do want some level of independence. Okay, and it's an assertive energy. Okay, it might start a little conflict. Okay, but overall it's to resolve said conflict. Okay, and we know that Aries is ruled by Mars and is associated with the first house. Okay, and so let's get into, let me see, what did I say we were going to get into? Where is, sorry, I had to keep some things together just to make sure. So like I said, we're talking about the 5th house, correct? 5th house, 5th house. What did I do with the chords? The chords. Oh, okay. So in the 5th house, okay, just for perspective, okay, let me make sure y'all can see. For perspective purposes, okay, Sun, 5th house. We have the asteroid Juno. We have the asteroid Lilith. And we also have the moon, okay? Juno is all about sacred union, coming together, being the representation of what it means to be in divine alignment, okay? And Lilith is all about repressed desires, allowing them to come to the surface and be dealt with in a healthy manner. And we all know that the moon is about nurturing, caring, unconditional love, okay? And allowing yourself to be a good listener, taking care of those you love, okay? And all of these celestial bodies are in the sign of Scorpio, okay? And y'all know Scorpio is all about healing, transformation, deaths, new beginnings, the phoenix rising from the ashes, okay? And that's why I feel like there might be some surprises this coming week, okay? And so that brings us to the planets. Well, do I want to go that way yet? No, I don't. Okay. So that's the Sun, 5th house. Okay. So next up, involved in the main conjunction that we will be discussing here. Let me move this down. Okay. Well, I'm going to put this here and this here. Okay, y'all good? Y'all following me? Next up, we have Mercury, the planet of communication, knowledge, curiosity, learning, information, observing. Okay, Mercury observes a great deal. Okay, and so it's more about paying attention in class. That is like one of the first things you learn, right? How to pay attention in class. And so Mercury, ruler of Gemini and Virgo. Okay, we don't have anything in Virgo right now, but we do have in Gemini the asteroid Vesta, okay? She is the keeper of the house and home, okay? She is the goddess of the hearth, all about the harvest, Okay. And so that goes right along with this energy here, the moon, Juno, Lilith, because these are all feminine energies over here, okay, in this 5th house. And Scorpio is a feminine water sign, okay? And so next here we have the doozy, okay? The doozy. Saturn involved in this stellium that we will be discussing today, ruler of Capricorn, not Aquarius, so just let me just cover that up. Ruler of Capricorn, who oversees the 10th house. Okay, so what's in the 10th house, you said? Let's check it out. Let's check it out. In the 10th house, okay, home of fulfillment, social status, goals, ambitions, anything related to your career, your public achievements, maybe a father figure, okay, your relationship with authority figures, okay. It's gonna get a little heavy on this side. I might have to move something out of the way, okay. In the 10th house, we have, I'm going to go slow now, okay? 10th house, we have Venus, okay? We know that Venus rules Taurus and Libra, so that would be the second house and the 7th house, okay? And we don't have any planets in the 7th house. We don't have anything in Libra at this time. I'm not going to get into the nodes, okay? Into the north and south node. We're going to leave that alone, okay? And in Taurus, we have Jupiter, ruler of, let me cover this up, only Sagittarius in the 9th house. Okay, it's all about expansion, abundance, good fortune, good luck. Okay, this is the lucky sign right here. Okay, and so we're gonna put this, where's Venus? Did I put Venus down? No, I did not. So we're just going to put this here. Okay, but then Venus, because Jupiter is in Taurus, we're going to put that there. Okay. I'm going to get rid of all of this before we start the reading, so don't worry. And also in Taurus, we have Uranus, okay, ruler of Aquarius, okay, in the 11th house, which brings us right on back to our main energy here. Okay, in the 11th house, we will be having our main discussion transit. Okay, the 11th house is all about friendships, co-workers, groups, your hopes, your wishes, your dreams, advocating for humanitarian needs, social justice, okay, rebellion, originality, unconventional things, technology, okay, is what we really know it for, okay. And the 11th house right now is in the sign of Pisces. So the sun, Mercury, and Saturn are all in the sign of Pisces. We know Pisces likes to be the hero, always wants to help people out and do what needs to be done. Okay, but we are still discussing the 11th house. And like I said, the 11th house is ruled naturally by Aquarius. All right, and we're going to just put that right over top of Uranus here. And so taking us right back to where we started in Aquarius, we still have Mars and Pluto. And so we know that Mars, I'm going to just put this right here. Mars rules the 1st house, and that takes us right back to Jupiter, because that's where Jupiter is, in Taurus. It might be in Taurus ruled by Venus, but Jupiter is in the first house ruled by Aries and thus Mars. And so also you have Uranus, okay, in Taurus in the first house ruled by Mars, okay? And what else? There is something else. What did I miss here? Do, 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 do. Oh, okay. So Saturn also, when we're looking at Saturn in the 10th house, we have to look and see if there's anything in the sign of Capricorn. And we have the asteroid Ceres, which is there to nurture. This is where the harvesting happens. This is a skiff, okay? And so this is what they use to cut down the wheats or whatever they're harvesting in the field, okay? So that also makes you think of death and rebirth, because we're cutting things out, we're taking away, we're letting go, we're getting rid of, okay? And so all of this energy, okay, this main stellium that we're going to be discussing, okay, is in the sign of Pisces, ruled by Neptune. Okay, Neptune is also there in the 12th house. In the 11th house with the Sun, Mercury, and Saturn. It's not in the stellium because it's way out on the edge, okay, of the 11th house, getting ready to go home to the 12th house, okay? But Neptune is still there providing its energy, okay, in more ways than one, by being the ruler of Pisces and also being in the 11th house, okay? So there is a lot of concerted effort by the universe as a whole to get the jobs done, okay? And also in Aries, just for, like I said, full transparency, it may not be in the first house, but it is in the 12th house. We just talked about Neptune, ruler of the 12th house. The 12th house is currently in Mars, in Aries. So that means that takes us back to Jupiter and Uranus. But it also brings in Chiron, that is currently in the sign of Aries. Okay, the wounded healer, trying to heal itself. Okay, trying to get himself back on track, willing to make the Neptunian sacrifice for immortality and to live on forever. Okay, if you weren't able to follow, please let me know in the comments, because all of this is just like a flow chart, okay? You go from the sun, you go to Leo, you go from whatever's in Leo, where is it, 5th house, you go here, bam, whatever's in the 5th house, we got Scorpio, boom, where's Pluto, bam, Pluto is in the 10th house, bam, that takes us right back to Saturn, okay? It's just, if I could write it on paper, I would, okay? And maybe I will do that next time, okay? So let me get all of this focused on what we're going to discuss, and we can and will discuss. Okay, this looks better. Hopefully this looks much better. Okay, so like I said, the sun, okay, will form a conjunction with Mercury on Wednesday at 3:43 a.m. Then Mercury is going to get with Saturn at 10:08 a.m. and then the sun is going to get with Saturn. So the sun is going to be like, here, give this to Saturn. Mercury going to be like, hey, this is from the sun. And then the Saturn is going to be like, why are you in the middle? Let me just talk to the sun myself directly, okay? Think of it like that, okay? So we know this is a concentration of said energy. Aries conjunction is going to be giving it a boost. It's going to be like, I ain't waiting for this. I need to handle this now. That's what Saturn is saying. I need to talk to the sun myself directly. I don't want no middleman. Because, you know, Mercury rules communication. So Mercury is going to be communicating between the two as the middleman. Then Saturn will be like, gonna break its boundaries, okay, trying to don't want to keep delaying things, want to take responsibility. So it's going to go to the sun directly, which is what the sun wants. Okay, the sun has a big ego. You gonna come to me, I ain't coming to you. Okay, that's who the sun is. Okay, but with Neptune, there's going to be a different type of communication between these three. Okay, they're really gonna, it might be a little spacey, it might be misunderstood, it might be a little cloudy. Okay, they can't really get the clarity that they are looking for between each other, which is why Mercury was trying to be the communicator, because they don't know how to communicate with each other. Okay, they really don't. And so even when you look at the sun and Saturn naturally, okay, this is a quincunx, okay? This is all about crisis, okay? And so these two are having a crisis, and Mercury is trying to be the middle man, okay? Okay, so there have been maybe some identity issues that Saturn has been having, trying to live up to its own expectations, or you living up to, let me bring it back. There might be some identity crisis. Identity crisis, is that a thing? I'm gonna have to look that up. There might be an identity crisis, okay, happening with Saturn and trying to live up to its own expectations, and just figuring out and realizing that the boundaries and box that it put itself in, it cannot get out. Okay, and so okay. Cause of identity crisis, loss of relationship, or a traumatic event. A crisis. Okay. Crisis is happening. Okay. You may lose your own identity. Okay. Because everything was so wrapped up in what other people were likely trying to tell you that you needed to do. You put your own dreams, okay, and fantasy of who you really wanted to be to the side, and you try to live up to these expectations, okay? But now you are seeking autonomy. You want to have your own identity. You want to be independent. You want to be able to express yourself creatively, and that could mean in a spiritual capacity, okay? And so we are seeing here that you are essentially standing up for yourself against your friends. You might switch careers. This might be a career change. You might start hanging out with a different group of friends, people who are more like-minded and represent the person you always wanted to be, okay? Because they are inspiring you to take hold of your life and be who it is that you want to be, okay? Things that you kept hidden, you felt a little, well, this week you're just going to feel vulnerable overall, just a little sensitive, even though it's not a full moon, okay? There's going to be a level of sensitivity here, okay? And so be careful how you respond to people, because they are not judging you. They're just curious. They want to know more about this person that you've kept hidden from them. They want to know, like, is this the real you? Like, I didn't know. Okay, you can be your original self. Okay, we are no longer responsible for how people view us. Okay, that is not our fight. That is their own projection. And so We are no longer bound by those projections. We are breaking through, okay? We might be seen as, oh, they're rebelling and they just want some attention, but no, I am really adapting to my authentic self-image, okay? This is who I truly am. I want to have fun. I want to be creative. I'm a creative person, okay? And this could, in an unhealthy way, maybe you'll go to social media and say some things that you don't necessarily need to say. Don't do that. Let's not do that. Okay, we're not out here to expose. We are just moving on. Okay, we are moving on. If there's something you got to say, you need to say it to that person directly. Don't talk through technology. Don't use social media to try to expose and put things out there, because it's just gonna make you look psychotic, crazy, okay? So don't do that, okay? Because it's only going to delay your healing process. We talked about all of the asteroids being in Scorpio, okay, and allowing for the transformation to happen, being devoted to who you truly are as a person, no longer being devoted to this box or this square that you put yourself in. You are now free. You have the freedom, okay, to do as you please, okay? You don't have to go to work, come home, feed the kids, cook, clean, go to sleep just to wake up and do it all over again, okay? We know that Pluto is also, as the ruler of Scorpio, where all of the feminine energy is, okay? We know that Pluto is in Aquarius, okay? Venus and Mars have already made their conjunction with Pluto. So those aspects, so those planets are what we call separating, okay? This right now, as you're reading this, watching this, I'm sorry, these aspects will be applying. So the energy is getting stronger, but the energy that is in the 10th house, helping Saturn out, okay, is separating, it's waning. Saturn, therefore, not losing support, but Saturn kind of built up this, I don't want to say courage, but built up this ability to balance, okay, themselves and communicate, listen actively, and be able to communicate appropriately, okay? The balance of the masculine and feminine with the Venus Mars conjunction, which I will link at the end of this video, okay, that we talked about last week, okay, that gave Saturn a boost, okay? And so Saturn is now in a healthy space to accept, okay, where the sun is in the sun's life, in transformation. The sun is evolving on a very deep, deep level. And so Saturn, well, you are evolving, okay, at this deep, deep level, but Saturn is going to have to accept that you are not who they thought you were. You are not a mini me, okay? This is not the military. You are not an employee, okay? Saturn is father, and the sun is father, okay? But the Aquarian energy, okay, has a concentration of feminine energy with, in the Jupiter aspect, with Venus being in the 10th house, is bringing the bigness, the expansion of the feminine energy, the ability to receive, the ability to take care of themselves. You can take care of yourself, okay? And so, yes, Saturn may have inspired you, okay? They gave you the drive and the motivation, and at first you may have wanted to be like them, but not anymore. You want to be yourself. We're no longer trying to fix people. We're not trying to change them. We're not trying to rescue them. We're not trying to help them, because we got to do that for ourselves, okay? You can't pull nobody up if you need, okay, to get over the cliff yourself. Okay, you can't pour from an empty cup. That's what people always say, right? That's what they say. You can't live out your dreams if you're living for somebody else's dreams, right? You can't have fun if you are focused on what somebody else wants for you. Okay? Sorry about Frankie snoring. We talked about the moon also being involved in the Scorpio stellium with Lilith and who was that? I forgot. Y'all know who I'm talking about. And so what was I gonna say? The moon is all about the past, okay? We're not there anymore. Juno, we are not there anymore. We have moved on. That is where you come from. That's how you were, excuse me, raised. But you are your own person now with your own beliefs, okay? Your own home, your own kids, your own family. And so you can make the choice as if you're going to keep going with that flow, or are you going to do something different? And this is your chance to do something different. Maintain that drive, that courage, that pride, and that self-esteem. Don't let Saturn tear you down just because y'all can't agree, okay? Because there's been some observation for quite some time, and now we are at the conclusion where you just realize that it's just not worth it. That's not how you want to live your life, okay? And so I hope this was good. I hope this was good. Hope it made sense. Let me know in the comments. Talk to y'all later. Peace.